Hey there, it's Carlos Ali here, and in today's video, I'm gonna walk you through the exact funnel that I'm currently using to scale a consulting coaching business that is making between 120K to 150K a month every single month, and how we're gonna be able to scale this to 200K, 250K, and 300K a month by using a free school funnel. So in this video, I'm gonna walk you through everything. I'm gonna walk you through every single step that we're doing for him, all of the strategies, all of the monetization funnels that we're using, so we make sure that we get to the number, but most importantly, we're able to bring more educated, more qualified prospects into the call so that closers, setters, especially the closers, can close at 25-30% bare minimum, right? And completely remove the sales, the funder from the sales process, right? Because right now he's taking calls right now, they're making a good amount of money, but he's taking calls. He's currently closing at 35-40%, which is pretty good for a funder. It's amazing. And just so you can have context, this offer is bringing all of the traffic from cold outreach. So cold email, cold LinkedIn, right? So what we're trying to do is build funnels that actually bring the same amount of leads and even more, but we're bringing more qualified people that are more educated, that trust, that know the funder, so it's an easier sell, an easier close, right? So let's dive into this, okay? I'm gonna walk you through everything, but first I wanna talk about the old playbook sales funnel, right? So here we have Tai Lopez. If you don't know Tai Lopez, you can type his name, but if you're an info product coaching consulting business that is watching this video, you should know him, okay? So 10 years ago, I'm showing him because 10 years ago, coaches, consultants will run ads straight into a landing page. They will book a call and they will close, right? You will see an ad from Tai Lopez, which is like showing you his Lambo, and then you have a landing page and they will close very easily, right? And it's because it worked because there was not a lot of competition back then. And for every dollar they will spend on ads, they will get like 10, 15, or even like $20 back. So that's a 20x return on ad spend, which I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's very difficult to get nowadays, unless you have like a huge personal brand, like, or mostly like, I don't know what's the return on ad spend that they have. But now the market is more saturated. Again, that does not mean that it's impossible to get to those numbers, and that does not mean that it's impossible to sell your coaching consultant services. It's more difficult, and you need to position yourself uniquely and differently. The fact that a lot of the actors have fucked the industry doesn't really help, right? And a lot of consumers are skeptical of everything online, coaches, courses, communities, programs. So trust is pretty low right now. And the play that I'm trying to implement for this offer specifically is education. In any market, only about 5% of people are ready to buy right now. I remember me closing as a high ticket closer. I've closed over $1.2 million in high ticket sales. If I would take, let's say, 100 calls on a monthly basis, there will be like 2 or 3 calls that will be like, I'm ready to go, I'm bought in, what is the price, let's go, right? It would be very unusual to get somebody like that. But there's another 95%. Like some of these people, these 95% of people know that they have a problem, but they don't know you, they don't know a solution. Or others don't even know that they have a problem yet. So they're very unaware. Maybe they're a problem aware, but they don't know you yet. They don't know the solution. They don't know the product aware. So there's different types of awareness and levels of awareness on this. And most marketers only go after the 5%, right? They run ads, they do this, they do that. But education lets you go after everyone else. By education, I mean having a YouTube channel, be able to educate people, and then be able to have free resources they can go through. They can learn more about you. They can learn more about your offer, and then be able to have that trust so you can close at higher rates, right? So I found out about this when I was a closer. I put some data here of my closing data. So I took over 1,000 sales calls, and this is only for 2025 and 2026. I have more data on 2024, but yeah, let's just say I took 1,000 calls, right? I was closing between 15 to 20%, right? So you can see offer to close rate here, 20%, and that's for the whole year, right? There will be some months that I was closing at 25-30%. There will be other months I will be closing at 15-18%, all that stuff. So you can look at all of this data, but I found out about this when I was a closer. I will find out that people that will consume content, that will watch the YouTube videos from the funder, that will watch the VSLs, that will watch the resources that we send before the call, they will come to a call and they will be more educated about us, and they will have more trust on the offer, which means that I was closing at higher rates. And we found out about this also with all the closers, right? So what we're trying to implement now is what I call the quantum free school micro niche funnel. So the objective of this is to bring uneducated prospects, convert them into educated prospects through content consumption, okay, that you can have on a free school or any free resource, and then have different conversion mechanisms to book calls, be able to have a good process when it comes to the sales process, uncover the current situation and make sure that we create a gap between current situation and desired situation, and then be able to get to sales, right? Be able to sell your product and then be able to make more money, which I'm assuming you want if you're watching this video. So to get there, people need to be educated. They need to be educated about the process and the offer, the funder. So education equals trust, right? When someone understands who you are, what you sell, why you sell it and what your mission is, that builds trust before the call actually happens. And when people trust you, they're comfortable giving you money. So let's go through this, because I told you that we lead with education, but how do we actually do this, and how are we currently doing this for this offer specifically? Okay, so specifically what we're doing, and this is the founder, which his name is Josh Dweck. He has a YouTube channel. So what we're trying to do is we post organically 1 to twice every single week on YouTube. Okay, so we're trying to gain traffic through YouTube. From this traffic, we're trying to own this traffic, because this traffic right here that you see, like these 200 views, 185 views, we don't own that traffic. So we now need to own this traffic. And the way we do this is by having a free school. By the way, this is not a paid school, just to have a reminder. It's a free school. Okay, so you capture the name, their email, the phone number, and now you own this lead. Now you own this traffic. Then what we do with this is that we have valuable long form content. So we have a free school content where we educate these leads and these prospects that are trying to understand what you do, right? And we solve problems. So these are the value videos about the transformation that you're selling and the problems that you're selling for your niche. You also run a weekly live call, drop value, and include a CTA. So these videos right here, these are not the typical videos that you can create in like 5 minutes. There's some videos that we include in this free school course that are 1 hour long, explaining how to create offers. This is a B2B consulting business. Okay, so this is a course on how to do cold outreach, cold email, cold LinkedIn. But you can see that these videos are actually very, very valuable if you consume them and you actually apply the information within this course. Okay, we also have weekly live calls, right, where we have an advisor, which is an appointment setter, to come to these calls. People will join their group coaching calls, right? They're 30 minutes or 1 hour long. People that have problems, we can set them to a call. Okay, we also include CTAs. As you can see, we have CTAs here if they want to book a call specifically with an advisor, and a free strategy call with our appointment setter. Okay, so that's the way we do this. Okay, we gain the traffic, we own traffic, we educate this traffic, and then we have different ways of monetizing this traffic and this attention, and we have re-engagement strategies. So that's how we convert the traffic. Okay, so we have different ways of doing this. First of all is the newsletter. You remember how I mentioned here that we capture the name, their email, and their phone number. As soon as we do that, we put this into a Zapier. Zapier sends a notification to Go High Level. Go High Level creates a tag that says free community, and then we have this workflow basically that sends a notification to a setter, to an appointment setter, saying, hey, we have a new lead here on the free school. And then we send emails every single day. Not every single day. We send an email, we wait 2 days, as you can see here. Then we send another email, we wait 3 days. And the sequence that we're running here is that we send 5 value emails and then 1 CTA to book a discovery call. So the way we do this is we build a tool within Claude that scrapes all of the YouTube videos from this founder. And then what we're able to do is we distribute that content differently. So we extract the whole transcript from a YouTube video, and then what we could do is we can create that transcript into an email that is valuable. It's still value for them. And again, you don't need to be taught. Sometimes you need to be reminded. After the 5 value emails, we send a 1 CTA email saying, hey, this is a discovery. If you want to book a call, free strategy call, and then we book them with a setter. That's the way we do this, and we rinse and repeat this process for not 1,000 times, but a lot of times basically, right? So we keep them warm, we keep nurturing, and we can also send these people back to the free school so they can get educated, go through the resources, gain that trust, gain that confidence, and that's how we do this, okay? That's the newsletter. Then we have the appointment setter, which, as I mentioned, as soon as somebody opts into the free school, we send a notification to the setter saying, hey, we have a free school, and then I already prepared this for the setter where it's literally a triage script, right? So we tell them, hey, we're gonna ask you a few questions. I know you joined the free school, so I wanna be able to help you out with this. And we go through a few questions. We also have ways to pre-handle objections, and the objective of this is to have a conversation with the setter and book them with the closer, right? So we can book more sales calls. And again, these people are going to be super warm, they're going to be super qualified, they're going to be super educated. The problem that we having with this offer right now, because we already got a few appointments, we got about 4 or 5 appointments so far, but these appointments are not really qualified because they're very beginning stage of the business. So they're making between 0 and 1K, the leads that we talking to. So we're not able to book them with a closer because it wouldn't make sense, because this offer is selling an 8K and 16K offer. So it wouldn't make sense to book them. But so far we're getting a few appointments already. We just need to bring now more qualified people, and that's what we're working on. Okay, then we have sales assets. Okay, so again, as I mentioned, we have different videos which are very valuable, but also we include CTAs on every single video in the platform. So we make sure that people that consume this, they're able to book a discovery call if they get value from this, and they're able to get qualified by a setter. Okay, that's the sales asset. And then we also have the auto DM school. That's pretty self-explanatory. Every single time somebody joins the free school, we have have an advisor sending them a DM that is automated through school, and then we're able to keep having a conversation with them within school. So again, the goal is always to book a discovery call and to book a call with the closer. These are some of the goals that I have for this offer, which is we're trying to bring the cost per qualified appointment less than $100 right now. This offer is, as I mentioned, they're doing cold outreach right now. They're also running some ads to do retargeting, meaning they have a 2-call process, meaning they have a discovery call and then they have the sales call. So between discovery and sales call, they have the ads retargeting people. Let's just say today is Thursday and they have the discovery call today and they book the sales call for next week, right? Which I don't recommend because there's a lot of days happening there. But these people will get nurtured by Meta ads, Instagram ads, Facebook ads. So we're trying to bring the cost per qualified appointment less than $100. We're trying to get the closer to 30% close rate. And the way we're going to do this, obviously, you can talk about the element of you need to be better at sales for sure. But the goal is to get the closer to 30% close rate by using marketing funnels and by using all of these strategies. So we make sure that you don't need to have a hell of a closer. You can have a decent closer, right, that have the basics, and they could be closing at 25, 30%. That's the goal that we're trying to reach with the closer, okay? And then we're estimating that we're going to get 10 to 20 appointments per month extra to this offer by using this free school strategy, okay? And what that means is that they can add an extra 20K to 50K a month to this offer just by having a free school. So let's just say they get in 20 appointments with this free school funnel that are actually qualified, and then we already made the math here before, right? Let's say that we're closing at 30%, that's 6 sales that they're making every single month from a free school funnel. Let's just say that they're selling the 8K product and they're selling that 8K product for an average order value of, let's just say 5K, right? So that means that this offer is making an extra 30K a month just by having this free school. So I just ran the math real quick there, but that's it. That's pretty much everything that I wanted to talk about this and how we're gonna start playing this out. We already playing this out. We already built a free school community. We already started posting the new YouTube videos with new thumbnails, some new strategy when it comes to the YouTube channel. We're trying to go up market, right? So we're able to bring more qualified people instead of bringing beginners to a free school, which is the problem that we're having right now. That's it. And now you might be wondering, okay, how can I implement this, right? So let me run you through this because if you got an offer that's working to some degree, you're already a consultant, a coaching business that is making between 5, 10K a month, or even more, maybe you're at 20K, 30K a month, and you feel stuck. You feel like you're getting leads already. You're getting appointments. Some of your appointments are not really qualified. You have a very, very low close rate, and you want to add a system, a YouTube system that brings more educated appointments, qualified appointments consistently every single month, but also get you to a point where you can build that personal brand and monetize your expertise with a YouTube channel. I take on a small number of clients at a time, so the work actually gets done properly, okay? Because everything is done for you. We handle the channel strategy, the content system, the funnel, the pre-call sequence, the funnels, like everything you just saw on this video, we handle everything. So it's completely done for you, okay? With some consulting as well when it comes to the strategy, when it comes to your offer, right? We're gonna look at your offer, making sure that it's really, really, really dialed in before we launch anything. And you know, there's a link in the description. So look, no pitch. If it makes sense for where you are right now with your business and you're already making like 5, 10K a month or more, and you wanna add that system that gets you to that next level, to that 50K, to that 100K a month, we can figure out a plan for you and we can see how we can help you. If not, no worries, like no hard feelings. I will keep putting out content like this and maybe it makes sense in a few months. Okay, so that's it. And you can find the link below on this video. And yeah, I will see you on the next one. Ciao, ciao.